Auburn football has been in a really weird spot the last couple of years, and the quarterback position has not gone according to plan. Going into 2025, it looked like the Tigers were going to revamp the offense as they pulled in former 5-star from Oklahoma Jackson Arnold and got a good dual-threat quarterback in Ashton Daniels from Stanford. While those two guys were getting plenty of hype, everybody's attention was really on their 5-star freshman, Deuce Knight. They had managed to flip him from Notre Dame, and many were talking about him being the most exciting quarterback in years for the Tigers. Well, Jackson Arnold struggled and wasn't the guy we thought. Ashton Daniels was okay, but in order to preserve his red shirt, he's only going to play in one more game, and that'll be against Bama in the Iron Bowl. This means it is now Deuce Knight's turn, and he has an opportunity to show the world how good he is. In today's video, I want to introduce you to who Deuce Knight is, as we're going to go through how he became a 5-star recruit, why he decided to flip to Auburn, and why he is the future of the Auburn program. But before we get started, if you're a big fan of college football, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you want to support today's video, and let me know what player, team, topic, or situation I can cover next. Now let's go ahead and get started and talk about Deuce Knight. But in order to understand how he got to this point, we first need to go back in time. As the little brother to former All-Big Ten and Indiana star receiver Ty Freifogel, Deuce would be a good athlete and would follow in his brother's footsteps at playing at a high level. The quarterback was born in Lucedale, Mississippi, and eventually attended George County High School. This is where his football journey begins, and his head coach James Ray said, quote, "This guy lives, breathes, and sleeps football." As I said, he became a star while he was at George County, but would end up actually splitting his high school career. Towards the end of it, he transferred to Lipscomb Academy in Nashville, and he went there to play with more NFL talent and to win more games, but he ended up getting homesick and decided to go back to George County. He ended up having nearly 4,000 yards and 28 interceptions, and also ran for nearly 1,000 yards and 23 touchdowns. Deuce Knight was seen as a tri-sport athlete who also played basketball and won multiple state championships in the long jump in high school. There were a lot of people who were comparing Deuce Knight to Cam Newton, who was an absolute athletic freak and Auburn legend, but originally he was not going to be going to Auburn. His initial commitment was to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and this was a huge get for Marcus Freeman, and they had him committed for over a year, but unfortunately Freeman's staff was not able to hang on, and they lost him. Deuce Knight was an absolutely crazy athlete, and before his junior season, he had ran a 4.53 in the 40-yard dash, and also jumped 41.5 inches in the vertical. As a senior in 9 games at George County, he had passed for over 2,000 yards and 24 touchdowns, while running for 450 and 9 more. As I said, the guy was an athletic freak, and a lot of his good measurables came while he was nursing a hurt ankle. He also had a hamstring injury during his last year, but this guy was gifted. His coach said, quote, "Obviously he has the gifts and the talents, and he can do anything. He can run it, and throw any ball you want him to throw, and as deep as you want him to throw it. But if he needs to pull it down, he'll run it too. He ain't scared to do that, and his leadership is great, and he's a winner." The recruitment of Deuce Knight was national news over the last couple of months, as many thought he could end up maybe flipping to Ole Miss. But the Tigers would end up holding off the Rebels, and despite them going back and forth, a field storm victory for the Tigers when he visited ended up selling it. He said, quote, "I always love it up there, but at the time I was like, quote, I'm done with this, I'm coming here for sure." Deuce Knight ended up signing with Auburn, and he's technically the highest rated quarterback they've ever had, and the 15th highest rated signee ever for them. According to 24/7 Sports, Deuce is a 5-star recruit, the number 5 quarterback, and the 28th best player in the class of 2025. Many people believe that his skill set reminds them of a guy like Cam Newton, but I'd say a better comparison is probably a guy like Malik Willis, who was also at Auburn at one point, but played for Hugh Freeze while he was at Liberty. Ultimately, Willis didn't end up having the best NFL career. I mean, you could say he was a total bust, but getting that kind of comparison is absolutely amazing for Deuce Knight. New quarterbacks coach Kent Austin said that he's already turning heads early on, as he's super physically gifted and makes throws that many quarterbacks his age cannot make. He says to watch out for Knight to be a threat at the position, as well as playing this fall. Well, unfortunately, it has not been the year everybody expected at Auburn, as Hugh Freeze has been fired, and Jackson Arnold was not very good. They ended up getting that early win over Baylor, but after that, there was a ton of dysfunctional moments and bad games, and many were wondering when Deuce Knight would get a chance to get on the field. After Arnold struggled, they decided to go with Ashton Daniels, who was pretty decent, but in order to save his eligibility, they decided to hold him out of the Mercer game and give the keys over to the true freshman in Deuce Knight. Auburn is currently 4-6, and they'll face off with the 9-1 Mercer Bears, who are having an excellent season at the FCS level. It's an exciting matchup for Auburn, and Deuce Knight will make his first career start against the Bears. DJ Durkin said, quote, "He's earned it. He's done a great job, and we're excited to see him go play. Honestly, Knight has not seen much action this season, but he did take a couple of snaps against Ball State, going 2 of 5 for 20 yards, and he also added 16 yards rushing. The fact that Knight's playing over Jackson Arnold says a lot, as Arnold had about 1,300 yards and 6 touchdowns, and while both of them will play, Deuce will get the first opportunity. This is huge for a couple of reasons. Deuce will get a chance to play against lower level competition, granted Mercer's pretty good at the FCS level, and this should help him be more comfortable. 2, he is a high priority for Auburn to keep, and in the modern world of NIL and the transfer portal, making sure a guy like him gets on the field and keeping him happy is of the utmost importance. I think Deuce Knight could transfer pretty much anywhere in the portal if he wanted to, and whenever coach gets hired at Auburn, we'll be really happy to have him. I'm definitely curious to see how Deuce is going to play tomorrow against Mercer, but for now, we'll just have to wait and see, and I think he is the future of the team regardless. But what do you guys think? If you're an Auburn fan, what do you think of Deuce Knight? Who do you think is the future of the program? And what quarterback or topic should I cover next? Be sure to let me know down below, leave a like if you want to support today's video, subscribe if you're new, and check out my videos on the end screen. Hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.